About 2 years ago, I was driving home from a family reunion, pretty late at night. The drive was about 2 hours that I didn't stay over that I had to be back for work the following day. Most of the drive was on roads with dense bushes and trees on either side. You know the kind, the real creepy ones you see a lot in movies, the ones where the branches seem to reach out toward your windows. Where the headlights only cut about 20 feet ahead before the darkness just swallows everything again. I kept checking my rearview mirror, not because I saw anything, just because, that primal thing in your stomach that tells you to look, even when there's nothing there. Anyway, that I had been driving about 45 minutes, the reunion was nice, too much potato salad. Distant cousins I didn't recognize. The usual, but now I was alone, just me, the road, and the dark, and I was starting to get really tired. Not the kind of tired where you can push through with loud music or rolling down the window, the kind where your eyes forget how to focus, where the white lines on the road start to wiggle like worms, where you blink and realize you just drove a quarter mile with your eyes closed. You know how sometimes you just suddenly become really tired. Out of nowhere, 1 minute you're fine, the next minute your head is heavy as concrete. Yeah, that happened to me. That I knew I wasn't going to last, but I didn't come across any place I felt I could park and safely sleep. No rest stops. No gas stations with bright lights. No well-lit parking lots, just trees, and more trees, and that strange, heavy silence between passing cars. Every few minutes, headlights would appear over a hill, grow brighter, then vanish in my rearview mirror. And I'd be alone again. That I in the dark, with my eyelids getting heavier by the second. After it became clear I wasn't going to find a place to pull up, and my tiredness wasn't going away, I did something very questionable, something I still think about late at night when I can't sleep. That I pulled over to the side of the road, onto the grass, behind some bushes. That I tried to hide my car from anybody else who was going to come past. The roads weren't empty. You understand that I came across another car every few minutes or so. But at night, in the middle of nowhere, everything feels like a threat. Every pair of headlights feels like it's looking for you. That I killed the engine, and then, nothing. No music. No road noise, just the sound of my own breathing, and the crickets. That I remember looking at the clock on my dashboard, the little blue digital numbers .11:22. That I made a mental note of it. That I don't know why, maybe because some part of me already knew something was wrong. Maybe because people always remember the time right before things go bad. That I leaned my head back against the headrest, pulled my jacket up around my neck, and fell asleep. Some time later, I was awoken by a scratching sound. That I didn't move at first. That I just listened, and my heart was already beating faster, even though I didn't know why yet. That I looked at the clock, .11:50. 28 minutes. Had I really only been asleep that long? It felt like hours, but the clock doesn't lie. The scratching sound stopped after a few seconds, just stopped. Like whatever made it had lost interest, or was waiting. And because I was still extremely tired, bone tired, the kind of tired that makes you stupid, I didn't bother looking around. That I told myself it was a branch. Or an animal. A raccoon looking for food, nothing to worry about. That I simply went back to sleep. That I was later awoken by the same sound, but different, harder, more insistent. That it was now 12:40. Almost a full hour later. This time, it really freaked me out, because the sound didn't stop. The thought ran across my mind that it was just an animal. A raccoon, a possum, a stray dog, something curious, inspecting the car. But why would it return, almost an hour after it had left the previous time? Animals don't do that. Animals scratch, get bored, and leave. they don't come back an hour later to scratch the exact same spot that I didn't move at first, that I just listened them why breath fogging the window, that why heart starting to knock against my ribs like a fist on a door, that I could hear something outside. Not scratching anymore, just presence, the soft compression of grass under something heavy, the absence of crickets where something was standing. Then I looked in my rearview mirror, slowly, carefully, like moving too fast would alert it, and I just managed to catch a glimpse of something, running away, into the forest. That it was fast, too fast for a person, too quiet for an animal that size, and it was gone. Now, at the time, I thought it was the damn hook killer, you know, the one that the urban legend. The one that scratched that couple's car at Lover's Lane, and then slaughtered the guy when he got out to investigate. That I'd heard that story 100 times growing up, campfire versions, late night TV versions. My older cousin swearing it happened to his friend's sister's boyfriend. That I never believed it, but alone, on a dark road, at 12:40 in the morning, with something still rustling in the trees where that shape disappeared, you believe everything. Every sound is a footstep, every shadow is a figure. Every memory of every scary story you've ever heard becomes real. That I thought to myself that I'm not getting out, that I'm not rolling down the window, that I'm not opening the door, that I'm not being the idiot in the horror movie who investigates the strange noise. That I've seen those movies that we all have. The guy hears something. He gets out. He says, "Hello," like that ever helps, and then, "No, not me. Not tonight." So I got the hell out of there. There was a bend no more than 100 yards up the road. A sharp one, the kind with those reflective arrows on the side. The ones that glow yellow when your headlights hit them. I took it a little too fast. My hands were shaking. My heart was still pounding. That I just wanted to put distance between me and whatever had been scratching my car. And as I came around the bend, there was a fucking car, parked off to the side of the road. On the shoulder, half on the grass, with the driver's side door opened, just hanging there, open, swinging slightly, like someone had gotten out in a hurry, like they hadn't had time to close it, like they'd been pulled out before they could reach for the handle. I slowed down, almost stopped. I don't know why, curiosity, I guess. The same stupid curiosity that gets people killed in horror movies. I just wanted to look to see if anyone was in there. There wasn't. The interior light was on, dome light. Glowing yellow. I could see an empty coffee cup in the cup holder. A phone charger dangling from the cigarette lighter. A child's jacket on the passenger seat. No driver. No passenger. Just nothing. The headlights were still on. The engine was still running. I could hear it. A low idle. A soft rumble. Whoever had been in that car, they hadn't left voluntarily, they hadn't turned off the engine, they hadn't closed the door, they were just gone. Then I looked in my rearview mirror. I didn't see anything at first, just the dark curve of the road, the trees leaning in from both sides, the open door of the abandoned car getting smaller as I started to roll forward again, and then, all of a sudden, this guy comes sprinting around the corner. He's running straight toward my car, arms pumping, face half lit by my taillights. His shirt is torn, his hands are bleeding. He's screaming, not angrily, not like he wants to rob me. He's screaming like he's terrified. Hey! Hey you! Stop! Please stop! He hit my trunk. Get the fuck out of your car. Now! He wasn't trying to hurt me. He wasn't a threat. He was terrified, genuinely, completely, absolutely terrified. You don't understand. Get out. Get out now. Please. I noped the fuck out of there. I stomped on the gas. The rearview mirror showed him still running, still screaming, his arms reaching out toward my taillights, getting smaller, then he was just a shape. Then a dot, then nothing, that I didn't stop, that I didn't look back again, that I just drove, that I never saw the guy again, that I didn't call the police, that I didn't go back, that I just drove home, shaking, watching my mirrors the whole way. Every pair of headlights behind me made my stomach drop, every shadow on the side of the road made me flinch, that I pulled into my driveway at almost 2 in the morning. Sat in my car for 10 minutes with the doors locked, then went inside, locked the deadbolt, and didn't sleep for the rest of the night. Moral of the story: don't fucking sleep on the side of a deserted road. That's not the end. That's not even the worst part. Here's what I didn't know. Here's what I found out 3 days later. I was eating breakfast, coffee, toast, staring at nothing, and the local news came on. Police are investigating a double homicide discovered early Sunday morning off County Road 14. The victims, a man and a woman in their early 30s, were found near an abandoned vehicle. The woman was located inside the trunk. The man was found approximately half a mile down the road. Both had defensive wounds. Authorities believe they may have been running from something before they died. No suspects have been identified. Anyone with information is asked to contact the sheriff's office. County Road 14. That was the road I was on, the guy screaming at me to get out of my car, the one with the torn shirt and the bleeding hands, the one who slapped my trunk and begged me to stop. He wasn't trying to hurt me, that he was trying to save me, because the thing that scratched my car at 11:22, and then again at 12:40. It wasn't an animal. It wasn't a branch. It wasn't the wind. It was waiting for me to get out, for the door to open, for the first sign of movement outside the metal cage I was sleeping in. That I didn't get out. That I was too scared, too tired, too smart, I told myself. But the people in that other car, they got out. Maybe they heard the same scratching, maybe they thought it was an animal too, maybe they opened the door just a crack, just to look, just to see. And now you know why the driver's side door was left open. They didn't leave it open by accident, they were dragged out. The man who ran toward my car, the one screaming at me, he wasn't the killer. He was the survivor. He had gotten away, somehow, barely. And when he saw my car parked there, when he saw my headlights coming around that bend, he thought I was still inside my car. He thought I was safe, and he ran toward me to warn me. To save me. To keep me from making the same mistake they made. And I drove away. I left him there. On that road, with whatever was still in those trees. So when I say don't sleep on the side of a deserted road, I don't mean because you'll get robbed. Or because a hook killer might find you. Or because it's illegal or unsafe, or any of the obvious reasons. I mean because something might already be watching you fall asleep, something patient, something quiet, something that knows how to wait. Sound, a low, almost subsonic growl, felt more than heard. And the only reason you wake up, the only reason you hear the scratching, the only reason you open your eyes at 11:50 and then again at 12:40, is because it wants you to. It wants to see if you're stupid enough to look. It wants to see if you're curious enough to open the door. I wasn't, but sometimes, late at night, when I can't sleep, I still wonder what would have happened if I had turned around. To help that screaming man, what I would have found, what would have found me. Subscribe for more untold stories.